The new SAP Certified, SAP SuccessFactors. Compensation exam is no longer about memorizing features. Instead, AI evaluates how you solve real business problems using SAP SuccessFactors Compensation. If you're preparing for this certification or working with compensation planning, this video is for you. Today, you'll work through realistic exam scenarios that build the practical decision-making skills expected from an entry-level SAP SuccessFactors implementation consultant. The certification covers 9 major topic areas through AI role-play scenarios where you'll apply SAP SuccessFactors compensation in realistic implementation projects. Now let's jump into your first exam scenario. Scenario 1. Annual compensation planning setup. Your company is preparing its annual compensation review. Managers need worksheets where they can recommend salary increases while staying within approved budgets. As the implementation consultant, you're responsible for configuring the planning process. AI question. Walk me through how you would prepare the compensation planning process. Candidate response. First, I would create the compensation template. Next, I'd configure eligibility rules so only qualified employees appear. Then I'd define budget calculations and planner permissions. After validating the template, I'd launch worksheets for managers before opening the planning cycle. Cross question. What should you verify before launching worksheets? Best answer. I would validate eligibility, permissions, compensation data imports, business rules, budget calculations, and worksheet routing to avoid planning issues after launch. Exam tip. Always validate data before worksheet generation because AI role-play questions often focus on implementation readiness rather than theory. Scenario 2. Eligibility rules. Manager report that several employees are missing from their compensation worksheets. Your task is to identify the likely configuration issue. AI question. What would you investigate first? Candidate answer. I'd review the eligibility rules assigned to the compensation template. Then I'd verify employee HRIS data, effective dates, business rules, and whether employees meet the planning criteria. Cross question. Why are eligibility rules important? Best answer. Eligibility rules ensure that only employees meeting defined business requirements participate in the compensation process, maintaining planning accuracy and compliance. Exam tip. When employees disappear from worksheets, always investigate eligibility configuration before assuming data import failures. If you're preparing for the new AI role-play certification, practicing realistic scenarios is essential. You can find additional SAP exam simulations, revision notes, flashcards, and timed mock exams at pass4success.com to strengthen your hands-on preparation. Scenario 3. Budget validation. During compensation planning, a manager exceeds the allocated salary budget. AI question. How would you address this? Candidate. Answer. I'd review budget configuration, confirm calculation formulas, verify planner permissions, and ensure budget enforcement settings are working correctly. Cross question. Why is budget validation critical? Best answer. Budget validation helps organizations maintain financial control while allowing managers to make informed compensation decisions within approved limits. Exam tip. Expect AI exam tasks that require balancing business requirements with system configuration. Scenario 4. Compensation. Data validation. Before launching compensation worksheets, HR notices inconsistent salary information. AI question. What would you validate? Candidate answer. I'd verify imported HRIS data, salary history, effective dates, currency values, compensation fields, and mapping between employee records and the compensation template. Cross question. What happens if invalid compensation data is used? Best answer. Incorrect planning recommendations, inaccurate budgets, reporting errors, and reduced confidence in the compensation planning process. Exam tip. Data validation frequently appears in SAP performance-based exam scenarios because consultants perform it before every implementation phase. Scenario 5. Security and permissions. A department manager cannot access assigned compensation worksheets. AI question. What configuration would you review? Candidate answer. I'd review role-based permissions, planner assignments, worksheet ownership, routing configuration, and template permissions. Cross question. Why are permissions important? Best answer. Permissions ensure users only access compensation information appropriate to their responsibilities while protecting sensitive employee salary data. Exam tip. Security questions often combine permissions with business processes rather than asking standalone technical definitions. Scenario 6. Compensation cycle. Readiness. Your organization is ready to launch its annual compensation cycle. Leadership requests confirmation that everything is prepared. AI question. What final checks would you perform? Candidate answer. I'd verify employee eligibility, imported compensation data, budget calculations, business rules, permissions, worksheet generation, routing, testing results, and reporting accuracy before launch. Cross question. Why is final validation necessary? Best answer. It minimizes implementation risks, prevents planning disruptions, and ensures managers can complete compensation planning without configuration issues. Exam tip. Final readiness reviews are common SAP scenario-based questions because consultants perform them before production deployment. Today, you completed 6 real-world SAP SuccessFactors compensation scenarios. You worked through compensation planning setup, eligibility validation, budget management, compensation data verification, security configuration, and production readiness. The same practical decision-making expected from an implementation consultant. If you found this helpful, continue with our SAP certification playlist for more AI role-play exam simulations. For additional mock exams, flashcards, revision notes, and hands-on SAP practice, visit pass4success.com. Don't just study SAP, keep practicing until these skills become second nature. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.